question is, it's fine to document a biological brain basis to crime and violence. Okay, but what are we going to do about it? That's a difficult question to answer. And certainly, we have not been conducting biological interventions to reduce crime and violence. But I think we should, or that we should begin to consider biological interventions alongside psychological and social interventions to stop future crime. What we have been doing recently is conducting randomized controlled trials where we give omega-3 to children. They have conduct disorder, antisocial behaviour. But in this randomized controlled trial, we give omega-3 to half of them. They are randomized to get a drink, a fruit juice drink containing 1 gram of omega-3 a day. The control group get the same drink, except it does not contain the omega-3. But what we do find is that this treatment does reduce aggressive and antisocial behaviour. It's especially effective in reducing impulsive, what we call reactive aggression. This treatment is reducing aggression about 20%, 20-25%. We're finding that the reduction in aggression continues even after they stop taking the omega-3 drink. The caveat, however, is we've only followed them up for 6 months after the treatment finishes. So, how long does this last? We don't know. If bad brain causes bad behaviour, the logic would be, well, let's upregulate the brain to improve social behaviour. That's the simple logic of it. We have a long way to go. So far, there have only been 2 randomized controlled trials giving omega-3 to prisoners. One in the United Kingdom, the other in the Netherlands. In both cases, they found a 33 to 35% reduction in serious offending in the prison. So that put us on to the idea that perhaps omega-3, in particular within nutrition, could be useful. I'll describe one more recent study. This is a study my graduate student conducted, Olivia Choi. And this is a technique called transcranial direct current stimulation. This is a technique where you pass an electrical current through a part of the brain. In this case, we passed it through the prefrontal cortex. This is a technique which can, if you like, upregulate the functioning of that region of the brain. We did that for just 20 minutes. It's a randomized controlled trial. 40 men get the stimulation. 40 think they are getting the stimulation, but they don't. The next day, one day after, we bring them back to the laboratory. We give them what's called a social vignette, meaning imagine, remember you're a man. Imagine you're in a bar with your girlfriend. You go to the toilet, you come back and you see this other man hitting on your girlfriend. He's chatting her up, he's flirting with her. And you are told, in that situation, would you pick up the bottle and whack him on the head? What we were finding is that the group who had received the prefrontal upregulation the day before, they were showing a 40% reduction in the likelihood in that situation that they would commit a physically aggressive act. The prefrontal upregulation is reducing the intention to commit a criminal act. Importantly, she also measured aggressive behaviour in the laboratory, but she did not find that the transcranial direct current stimulation reduced behaviour. It reduces intention. So that's an important thing to bear in mind. Mind you, that was only one stimulation session. What if there was more? What if it wasn't for one day? What if it was for several weeks? Could we find that it could reduce behaviour? Because intention to act is the beginning of actual behaviour, isn't it? So, the stimulation, upregulation of the frontal cortex is enhancing our sense of morality. And that's what's accounting for, in part, the reduction in the intention to commit a criminal act. There's something about that we feel uncomfortable with. People are worried about changing the brain. The counterpoint, however, is that even social interventions change the brain. Cognitive behaviour therapy, a social psychological therapy, is known to change the brain afterwards. That's why behaviour changes, that's why emotion changes. So that would be my response to those who are worried about brain changes. Our brains are changing all the time. So if society, I think, can begin to get used more and more to understanding our brains are changing every minute, every day, perhaps they would be less concerned about the use of biological techniques to reduce antisocial behaviour. We want to change behaviour. The other important point is, will it change behaviour not just tomorrow, not just in a week's time, but will it reduce recidivistic offending in a year's time, 2 years' time? That's what the law is looking for with any intervention that any of us try to create for prisoners. The important challenge is, can we show reductions in offending when they're let out of the prison? Not just does it reduce aggressive behaviour in the prison,